What's up YouTube, it's Jackal MTVS here. So in this video I'm going to be showing my Blu-ray collection. It's not that huge of a Blu-ray collection. I don't have a ton of movies physically, but I'd like to get more movies down the line. I kind of did a video like this on my old channel, JackalGoldKick. Now I had a little bit less Blu-ray, so I have gotten a few more since then, but I figured I'd remake this video and do a new one since I got a few more ones, and a video like this makes sense on a movie slash TV show based channel. So if you're into movies and TV shows and you just came across this channel, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, notification bell, all that stuff if you're into movies and TV shows. So yeah, I'm going to go through my Blu-ray collection. Let's do this. So up first we have the movie Taken, which is a really good film. I really like Taken. Great action film. Liam Neeson is awesome in this movie. A plot that works. His daughter gets captured. He has to track her down and find her. Good action film, and it works really well. And Liam Neeson's a damn badass in here. Love Taken. It sucks the sequels weren't that great. So yeah, this is the front, back, spine. Now I don't have the disc or the movie anymore. I only have the case. So it's kind of a long story to get into, but I lost the disc to Taken. It's somewhere at like it's too much personal stuff to get into. I don't want to waste time with that, but basically what happened to the disc is it was in someone's 4K Blu-ray player that no longer stays at the place I was staying at, and when they ended up leaving and moving, they still had the Taken disc in their 4K Blu-ray player, so never got it back from there, never tried to get it back, just got lost. So I'll have to eventually replace Taken and get like a 4K version if they had this on 4K Blu-ray. So I still have the case. I do have the digital version because I had a code. So yeah, I lost the disc, never got it back, but I'll have to eventually get a new one, whether it's a 4K or if it's another Blu-ray. But yeah, awesome movie. That's actually the first one I bought. This and the next movie I'm going to show are actually the first ones I bought on Blu-ray, I think on my birthday. So yeah, up next we have The Crow with Brandon Lee. This is a really good film, really good comic book film. I definitely like The Crow. Good revenge film. It's sad that this is when Brandon Lee died, because this was a solid film. It sucks that Brandon Lee died in this film, but The Crow is an awesome movie. It's a great revenge film. Brandon Lee did a great job in this film. The look of the Crow himself with the face paint and stuff is really cool, and it's an awesome movie. It's really cool. So yeah, this is the inside of it. You got the disc right here. So yeah, this and Taken were like the first two Blu-rays I bought, because before that I had just DVDs. But yeah, it's cool to have it. I guess I'll take the disc out, why not? So yeah, there's the disc. So yeah, and plus in my Blu-ray collection, the first one I made on my old channel, I didn't open it, I just showed the front, I think, at least. So yeah, The Crow with Brandon Lee. Really good film, good comic book movie, just a good film overall. And I never seen any of the sequels. I know they're doing like a new one with, apparently they're doing a new one with the guy who played Pennywise in It, which I'm not looking forward to that, because number one, it seems like most of the Crow sequels don't have a good track record, and number two, I didn't like that guy as Pennywise in the It remake, so I'm already kind of not sold on him as the Crow. But yeah, really good film. It's cool to have this on Blu-ray. Awesome film. Sucks Brandon Lee died. He had so much potential and so much. He had a future as an actor. He definitely could have been something. It sucks that he died, because man, this was a good film, and he would have really had a good. And plus, if he was still alive, they could have did sequels to The Crow probably with Brandon Lee. So yeah, it's a shame, but good film. R.I.P. Brandon Lee. So the next film is The Collector. This is a great film, good horror film. I like this one a lot. Josh Stewart gives a great performance in this film. The plot's pretty cool. Josh Stewart plays this character named Arkin. He breaks into this house to steal this like jewel and to get money from it to get his wife out of a loan shark debt, and he ends up trapped in the house with traps and this killer right here known as the Collector, who collects people, and he's trapped in this house dealing with these traps and stuff like that. And it's just an entertaining horror film, and I like it a lot. Josh Stewart is awesome. He's an underrated actor, one of the better actors from nowadays. I wish he would get more work. I love his character Arkin. He's a badass. It's cool to have a strong male character for a horror film, because a lot of horror films tend to have, like, you know, female characters as the main characters. So this is one of the few horror films that had a male is the main character. He was actually smart. I felt like he made smart decisions and not someone that just made stupid decision after stupid decision, and you just sat there thinking, what is this person thinking? So main character was smart. I showed this movie to a friend of mine. Shout out to him. He liked it. He also ended up liking the sequel as well, which is called The Collection. I need to get The Collection because it's kind of one of those movies, I won't spoil too much, but this is one of those movies where you have to watch this back to back with the sequel. When you watch this, you'll know why that is. And the second film is great as well, especially what Arkin gets to do to the killer. He gets to beat the shit out of him and stuff like that. It's just awesome. Both of the films are great. So yeah, I like The Collector. Really good film. One of my online friends told me about this movie. I'm glad he did because this is an awesome film. So there's the artwork on the disc. Pretty cool artwork of the Collector killer. Let me try to get this out. So there's that. Yeah. So yeah, great movie. I really like The Collector. Solid film for sure. Underrated horror movie. I know they were supposed to do like a sequel to this called like The Collected. I heard it ran into some issues production wise. I hope it doesn't come out because the second film ended it perfectly. And I feel like if you do any more movies, you're gonna risk fucking it up because this is one of those series where both films are good, which is very hard to do because when you do one entry, then you do a sequel, or you do sequels, it's very hard to have that same lightning in the bottle and be good as the original. And I feel like The Collector is one of those series where the first film's good and the second film's good and it has a satisfying ending. Don't do any more of these and ruin it. Do some other films, Marcus Dunstan, or do like a sequel to The Neighbor. The director of this film is really good as well. Apparently this film started as like a prequel to Saw, which would have been cool because I like Saw, but I'm glad it became this instead of a prequel to Saw because it turned out to be a great film. So yeah, The Collector, awesome movie. So up next we have End of Watch, which has Jake Gyllenhaal and I think his name is Michael Pena. They're like the police unit in like what area is it? It's like I think it's Los Angeles. Yeah, it's like a Los Angeles area or something like that. These two cops, they get caught up I think with some cartel or some bad Mexican gang. Michael Pena has like this golden AK at one point in the scene. I remember watching this movie a while ago and I liked it, and because I remembered liking it, I decided to buy it on Blu-ray. But when I revisited it and rewatched this film, I wasn't really a fan of this film anymore, to be honest. I just didn't care for it. So this movie didn't hold up for me. I think this is a movie I regret buying because I remember liking it when I first saw it. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's a good actor. Michael Pena's great in this film. It's sad what happens in this film near the end, and you know, it shows the real world and stuff with police officers and stuff like that, but I just wasn't a fan of the film. You know, it just doesn't hold up for me. Even though I liked it when I first saw it, it just doesn't hold up when I rewatched it on Blu-ray. But here's the inside. There's the disc, like this nice silver blue. Yeah, I gotta get more Blu-rays, but yeah, End of Watch wasn't my cup of tea like I thought it was. So yeah, that's another one. So up next we have, this was a blind buy. Someone recommended it to me because I was a fan of this actor, Luke Evans. This was a blind buy. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna blind buy it and see how it is. And I regret doing it because I really didn't care for this film. So we have Dracula Untold, which has Luke Evans in it. This is one of the adaptations of Dracula. I've only seen, the only other Dracula adaptation I've seen besides this one is there was one with, I think, Gerard Butler. I couldn't really get into that one because I didn't like the lead. Johnny Lee Miller was awful. I was like, why is this guy the lead character? He's a shitty actor. I wish it could have been someone else in the cast that was the main character. I think Omar Epps, he was in the film. I'm like, why not make him the main character? That would have been way better. The guy was great in Juice. He's a good actor. He had way more charisma. Could have made him the main character. Nope, got to make it Johnny Lee Miller, who I don't really care for. So couldn't really get into that film, but we have Dracula Untold with Luke Evans. I mean, Luke Evans is a good actor. He did a good job in this film, but I didn't really care for this film. Just didn't really do anything for me. Story-wise, overall enjoyment-wise, I just didn't really care for this film. I think it's also because it's like medieval, and I'm not really big into like medieval Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. The only medieval stuff I like is like Oblivion and the Dynasty Warriors and Warriors type games and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm not really into the medieval stuff. So yeah, this film just didn't do much for me. This is like a Blu-ray / DVD / digital HD edition. So we have 2 discs in here. So it's cool to have two copies of the same movie. So you have the DVD version, which is this black artwork, which honestly fits the movie more than the Blu-ray does in terms of the art. I mean, the Blu-ray obviously better quality, but you know, if you look at these discs, the DVD cover art fits Dracula Untold better than this does, because Dracula, you know, more related to goth type stuff and blackness, and that's the color of Luke Evans' Dracula, or his outfit is like this black outfit. So, but yeah, I didn't care much for this film. I think the plot was like Luke Evans plays this guy who I think is like, he's like Vlad the Impaler, or something to do with Vlad the Impaler, and he needs to defeat this army or something, so he ends up making a deal with like this vampire or something and inheriting vampire strength. I do remember a cool scene in there where he summons these bats up and sends them after an army, but I don't know, this movie just didn't really do anything for me. It was a blind buy, I gave it a shot, and it just wasn't my thing. Not really into medieval stuff, so yeah, this just didn't really do much for me. I didn't care for it. So next up is Speed Dual Action Pack, Speed and Speed 2 Cruise Control. So I got this because when I first saw Speed with Keanu Reeves, I remember liking it, but I tried to rewatch the first Speed and I didn't like it like I thought I did. I wasn't a fan of it because I'm not really a fan of Keanu Reeves. He's just not an actor I care for. I don't mind Street Kings, Constantine I like, but for the most part, just not really a fan of Keanu Reeves. I don't think he's a good actor. He's just not someone I ever cared for as an actor, to be honest, and I don't think Speed 1 holds up for me, to be honest. So yeah, and then Speed 2 Cruise Control, I actually haven't seen it. I know it's like Sandra Bullock, but it doesn't have Keanu Reeves. It has Jason Patric instead, so yeah. Thought I liked Speed 1, but I revisited it, bought the Blu-ray, and I ended up not really caring for it like I thought I did. So one of those movies that I thought I liked, but I really didn't, and you know, yeah, and I never seen Speed 2. Maybe I should get around to watching it, but I've never seen Speed 2, but you know, it's a cool dual pack. You get two movies, you know, pretty good disc art, you know, looks pretty cool. So you get two movies, which is, you know, great. 20th anniversary of Speed. I mean, I heard that the second Speed film sucked, but I haven't seen it myself. I know it has William Dafoe in it. I don't know if I would watch it because I don't really like Speed 1. I thought I liked it when I first saw it, but when I rewatched it getting the Blu-ray, I really didn't end up liking it, to be honest. And it's just because, I don't know, didn't enjoy the film or like the humor attempts, and I think because I'm not really a big fan of Keanu Reeves. I don't know, maybe one day I could try watching Speed 1 again. Maybe, you know, I would change my mind, but as far as I'm concerned, that's how I feel about it. So yeah, that's Speed, the dual pack on Blu-ray. So the last Blu-ray we have here is, it was the most recent purchase, which is The Walking Dead, the complete first season, 3-disc special edition. So I used to like The Walking Dead at one point. I used to really be into this show. It was like a religion almost to every Sunday night tune into the next episode. I've been watching this since it first started in October of 2010. That was a great year. Dead Rising 2 came out, The Walking Dead started, and I used to really like The Walking Dead. But the more it went on, the worse it just got. And I watched it for a while, but I eventually just stopped for two reasons. One, I'm like, you know, if this show's not getting any better, why should I keep watching this and complaining about it? I sound like those wrestling fans that keep watching wrestling and complaining about it even though it's not going to get any better. And two, in season 9, the main character, Rick Grimes, they don't kill him off, but they have him leave the show because they want to do movies with him, but then they say they're going to do a spin-off instead with him and Michonne. I'm just sitting there thinking, well, if you're going to do a spin-off of Rick and Michonne, why even have him out of the show then if you're not going to do the movie? So, The Walking Dead, the first season's great. This is some really cool cover art. I actually haven't watched this yet. I have not actually watched this yet. Because I want to collect, like, I think I will at least collect all the seasons of The Walking Dead, eventually Fear the Walking Dead, and then watch it that way. I don't want to just watch season 1 of The Walking Dead. It wouldn't make sense because if I watch this, I'm going to want to see season 2, but I won't have it on Blu-ray, so I want to wait to watch it. But, you know, I went for this 3-disc special edition because it was like the ultimate edition of season 1, but it's cool cover art. You got these cool zombies, and you got a whole bunch of features as well. And this looks like a, I don't know if you'd call it steel book, but like a booklet type thing. And it tells you disc 1 and disc 2 and episodes and features and all that. So you have 3 discs right here. It's kind of cool how the inside is a combination of like the comic book and then the TV show, because for those that don't know, The Walking Dead is like based off the book, the Walking Dead book. So this is disc 1 and the art. And as you can see, you see the full art. I'm going to try to take these discs out and show the art with these discs out. So this is disc 2, pretty cool. And then this is disc 3. So this is what the inside looks like. Pretty cool artwork. So yeah, it's a nice collection. It's definitely a nice collection. I'm gonna put these discs back in. But yeah, I figured, you know, like with The Walking Dead, you know, I think it was at its best in the first 2 seasons when you had Frank Darabont, Shane, and all those great characters. But I just feel like after the first 2 seasons, things started to change. I mean, I remember liking season 3, and there was good moments sprinkled out, you know, through season 4 and season 5 and season 6. But I would say The Walking Dead for me started to get really bad in like season 7. Season 7 was fucking terrible. Season 8 was terrible. 2 garbage ass seasons, and it wasn't getting any better. The only thing that kept me watching was like Rick and maybe Negan. And then once they had Rick leave the show, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely not watching this anymore, because he's one of the only characters I like. And another issue I had with The Walking Dead, especially way later on, they kept killing all the most interesting characters. So there's less people I gave a fuck about. And then Fear the Walking Dead, I liked that for a while, until they changed the director and showrunner after season 3 and made that Morgan show and just ruined it. And the Fear the Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead fans grew up on. I was one of the people actually watching it from day one and actually liked what they were doing with it. It completely went away from that and pissed me off. So, man, like, I hate when good TV shows get ruined. But, yeah, The Walking Dead, the complete first season. Cool to have this on Blu-ray. This is a good TV show. I'll definitely watch this one day when I get the rest of the seasons and stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool to have this because, you know, I did like The Walking Dead at one point. I am a fan of zombies and horror and stuff like that. And this is a classic season. You got the mastermind Frank Darabont. It pisses me off that they fired Frank Darabont. That guy knew what he was doing with The Walking Dead. If he could have been in charge of The Walking Dead all the way to now, it would have been one of the best shows ever made. It would have been amazing. Like, it would probably have way more ratings. It probably would have more of a consistent viewership than it does now. It wouldn't have as many terrible decisions. I don't know why they fired him. Even some of the actors had an issue with that. There was like an episode of a podcast with John Bernthal and Sarah Wayne Callies, and they even said it was bullshit. And they were in The Walking Dead, Laurie and Shane. They, as actors, they were saying it's bullshit having a Frank Darabont. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, the show, it did have good moments in season 3, 4, 5, and 6, but there's a lot of bad stuff in those seasons, especially like season 4, 5, and 6. There was bad shit sprinkled in there as well, whereas like season 1 and 2 and 3 for the most part had more good than bad, whereas in later seasons it was like a mix, and then it just got worse with season 7 and season 8, and I didn't even finish season 9. So yeah, that's it for my Blu-ray collection. Overall, I have about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 7. I got 6 movies and 1 season of a TV show. So that's it for my Blu-ray collection. I would like to get more Blu-rays down the line and collect more films and stuff like that. So that's it for this video. Peace.